Hey everyone, happy 4th of July weekend, or depending on when I get this put up, happy 4th of July. Hope everyone's spending their 4th of July with friends and family. Hope you're able to do that. And I have another Bath & Body Works haul for you. I'm just gonna ride this wave of fall excitement until the gas runs out here. I don't know how many more of these I'm gonna do. I had a friend of mine ask me if I would review some candles. I'm not gonna go that far into this, but the hauls, the excitement of Bath & Body Works newness, especially fall candles, I'm more than willing to do that until the excitement runs out for me. So I'm just gonna ride this wave. I don't know when it's gonna end. Expect to see some more fall candle related content from me here going forward, but I don't know when that's gonna come to an end. Eventually it will. Fall candles, I am very excited about. Let's get into this haul real quick. That candle right there, that is warm apple pie. I burn an apple pie fragrance every year for 4th of July. That is warm apple pie from a couple of years ago. I wanna say maybe 2020 or something like that. Great apple pie fragrance. And yes, I do have the apple crumble wallflower going in my bathroom right now. I know people are weirded out when I talk about putting foodie scents in the bathroom and the wallflowers, but that's how I roll, because I don't like to put them in the living room because usually always burning or melting a candle in there, and I don't put them in the kitchen because the living room is very close to the kitchen and really feel like the scents mix. So I just put them in the bathroom. That is how I roll. But let's start with this candle. This was the candle that I was looking forward to the most, and it is this one right here, Apple Orchard Lane. And when this one came out and I first heard about it, I could hear the wax community, the candle community screaming, oh, Cider Lane, maybe. Maybe it's a repackage of Cider Lane, because that's just how the candle community works. Every time something that comes out with a similar name or a similar theme comes out, they think it might be a repackage of one of our old favorites. And yeah, as you probably already know, this is definitely not a repackage of Cider Lane. That's a lot of Macintosh apple. That is a very straightforward Macintosh apple. Here's a Cider Lane candle that I have from several years ago. Easily not that. We can mark that off the list. Autumn. Definitely not that. It is nowhere near the same ballpark and league as those two fragrances. One thing I thought possible was maybe it's a repackage or a similar candle to Apple Weather. That was a candle that I never purchased. I'd only smelled one other time. I own the wallflower in that candle though. And here it is, Apple Weather. Now, smelling and comparing a candle to a wallflower can be tricky. And with Apple Weather, I know there is the note of lavender listed in the Apple Weather candle. This doesn't smell like it has lavender in it, so I don't know if the wallflower differs from the candle or not, but they actually do smell very similar, Apple Weather and this candle right here. It's very heavy on that Macintosh apple. The notes on it are fresh autumn apples, cedarwood trail, and cinnamon bark. I can say without question, I do not get anything spicy or cinnamony. If there is any kind of spice here, almost a musky black peppery vibe. It's almost a masculine muskiness to this candle that I feel like takes away from the freshness of the Macintosh apple. Who knows what that's gonna do once I burn it or melt it, but as of right now on cold, it does smell strikingly similar to Apple Weather, the wallflower. But I do know that that candle has lavender listed in it. I don't know how prominent the lavender is. It's not very prominent at all in the wallflower. And then next, we're gonna get through these candles. There are several here that are candles that I do not have in my collection. Several of them, and I was surprised because I have many fall candles from Bath & Body Works and I've experienced many of their candles before. But this one right here surprised me. And I will say, I was today years old, or I guess yesterday years old, because I purchased these yesterday, when I learned this candle right here, this pumpkin cinnamon bun, is not this candle right here. Pumpkin Cinnamon Bun, which I think came out in 2016, maybe 2016, I think is when that came out. It had come out before then too, but it is not that candle. It did come out last year, same name, so maybe it's a return of that candle, but I can safely say it is not that Pumpkin Cinnamon Bun. They are very different smells. I like the tweak that they made, overhaul that they made for this candle. They turned it into a candle that I never really ever even wanted to burn and never did ever burn, to a candle that I can't wait to burn. Warm cinnamon roll, pumpkin spice, vanilla frosting. And it is a very toasted candle. I mean, it smells like you can get that toastiness from the bread. You can really smell how it has been baked in the oven or toasted. Yeah, I love how they captured that toastedness, that really kind of oven baked smell on this candle. Now it says pumpkin cinnamon bun. Of course, I don't really smell pumpkin in this at all. It just smells like a very toasted bakery item. There's a small amount of spice in this, a small amount of cinnamon. It actually comes off sweet, more sweet than it does spicy sometimes when I smell it on cold. Yeah, it's really that oven toastedness that really comes through on this candle. Very much looking forward to burning this one, melting that one, and extremely happy that it is not the return of this candle right here, because that's the only version, pumpkin cinnamon bun, that I've ever smelled before. I did not smell last year's. I don't know how that one compares to this year's, but it is now a candle I'm really looking forward to. And then we're gonna talk about another candle that I surprisingly do not have in my fall collection and have not had for several years. It is this one right here, Vanilla Pumpkin Marshmallow. I don't know why, I just always ignore this candle and leave it behind. Notes of Tahitian vanilla, pumpkin spice, homemade marshmallow, and drizzled caramel. It's that marshmallow that really comes through for me. It's the marshmallow and vanilla combination. But this smells like a very sweet bakery vanilla marshmallow is what this smells like. I don't know if vanilla pumpkin marshmallow is the same as their Christmas candle that comes out in a very similar name. The name is escaping me at the moment. I don't know if they're the same exact candle. Maybe they are. Like I said, I've never really had much experience with this candle. I've always heard that it's been a very average to weak performer. So probably that's one of the reasons that I've always avoided it. But smelling this bad boy on cold right now, it is delicious, delicious bakery vanilla. Oh, that marshmallow plays a really big role in that candle. I'm surprised. There's actually not a lot of spice in that. It says pumpkin spice on this. Yeah, pumpkin spice. Yeah, and I just don't really get a lot of spice in this candle. It's very creamy, very bakery, very sweet vanilla marshmallow. And the last one in this haul that I did not have in my collection. I have burned and melted this candle many times before. It is white pumpkin. I finally brought this one home. Really excited to get this one in my collection again. Gingered white pumpkin, caramel glaze, and warm blended spices. To me, this is a very ginger heavy pumpkin scent. Very ginger heavy. It's a very warm fragrance. It's got a little bit of a sweetness to it. It is not near as spicy though as something like sweet cinnamon pumpkin or pumpkin clove. Something like pumpkin carving, it's not near as spicy as those pumpkins. It deviates quite a bit from those specific spices, those specific pumpkin spices. It comes off as a sweet ginger, and it really warms the candle up. It's got a little bit of a creamy sweetness in it too. It really just hits the spot. That is a really nice pumpkin candle. As far as the pumpkin candles go from Bath & Body Works, there aren't a ton that you can really smell the pumpkin. That is a very creamy pumpkin, less spice. Okay, and the last three candles, I'm just gonna kind of run through real quick. Banana maple pancakes. I love the smell of blueberry plus maple. I feel like blueberry is such an underrated fall fruit note. It's one of those notes that goes perfectly with something like maple. And for as long as I can remember, people have been screaming for Blueberry Pumpkin Patch to come back, and we have never seen Blueberry Pumpkin Patch come back. I mean, if we're gonna have a blueberry candle for fall, which I really appreciate, blueberry maple pancakes, blueberry plus maple, great combination. And I was surprised to see Harvest Gathering. I only have 2 in my collection currently. I am definitely gonna burn at least 1 or melt 1 this year. One of my all-time favorite spicy fall candles. A lot of people in the community used to call this one a craft store spiciness. I mean, yeah, it does have some craft store spices in it, but the apple and cranberry sweeten this up quite a bit. Yeah, it's got those spices in it. It's a cinnamon leaf. It is a perfect cinnamon leaf note. The notes on this are fresh picked apples, autumn berries, and clove buds. I smell cinnamon here, and I smell specifically cinnamon leaf. It's not your real red hot cinnamon. It is not an overly done cinnamon. It is not an overly spicy cinnamon. It is very smooth, and it really makes this candle what the candle is, that cinnamon note in this fragrance. Combined with the sweetness of the apple and the cranberry, perfect. Harvest Gathering, one of the most underrated candles, underrated fall candles that you can find right now at Bath & Body Works. And then the last candle in this haul, I picked up one more of Spiced Pumpkin Patchouli, and that's basically exactly what this candle is. The notes are rich pumpkin, warm patchouli, and a touch of cinnamon sugar. And you know, we complain a lot about candles that do not smell anything like the name or the notes. And this candle is exactly what the name of this candle is. It is spiced pumpkin and patchouli. But the patchouli comes through for me every single time. I really think this candle is gonna be a candle that if you're not a fan of patchouli, if you don't have a lot of experience with patchouli, you're probably gonna like this one, or there's a good chance you could still like this one, because the patchouli is not your typical very wet and damp and dark and kind of grody patchouli. This is a drier patchouli. It's mixed really well with those spices, and it's kind of warm. I really think they should have put this in one of their Halloween collections. It would have been very, very fitting for a Halloween collection. That screams Halloween. Okay, so there you have it, guys. That is my really extended fall haul from Bath & Body Works. I appreciate you guys watching. I'll talk to you soon.